Good morning, everyone. So we have a coffee tasting event today, which we're going to take you along with. And so the cool thing about these events is that we get to go into businesses and we get to showcase some of our products in a setting that most people aren't super familiar with. So this is going to involve a little bit of our delivery service, the Coffee Run, which is our local delivery service where we deliver coffee and other related products to businesses all over the Charleston area. But it's the same coffee that we use in Cold Blooded Caffeine. So I think it's a little bit tied, and it shows a little bit of the process of like specialty coffee tasting and how we do things. So we're going to take you along for the ride. We need to hit the road because we need to be there in just under an hour. So we got to get everything set up. So we're going to hit the road and show you what it's like to participate in a professional coffee tasting experience.
All right, good morning, everyone. All of you are here for the coffee tasting? Yes. Come on around so we can get started. Welcome to coffee tasting provided by the Coffee Run and Cold Blooded Caffeine. My name is McKendrick. This is Trey. We are the owners of two businesses. So we have a coffee roasting business called Cold Blooded Caffeine. The purpose of that roasting is we actually donate back to wildlife conservation. So we'll get more into the details of what we do, how we do, and how coffee is connected to reptiles and amphibians. And we also own the Coffee Run, which is a coffee delivery service. So we deliver coffee and coffee-related products to businesses all throughout the Tri-County. Anywhere from call centers that have a couple hundred people to like finance offices that might have 2 or 3. We offer them pretty much whatever they want, from a Folgers, Maxwell House, Starbucks, sugars, creamers, stir sticks, but we also offer them fresh roasted coffee options because we also own a coffee roastery. So we started this business back in 2021 and we acquired the delivery service a year after that. So we've been doing this for a little over 3 years now. We spend a lot of time at trade shows, specifically reptile trade shows. And today we're gonna go through a full coffee experience. Has anyone done a formal coffee tasting?
I see a couple familiar faces that did it last time. All right.
So we did switch it up a little bit.
It's a little different this
time.
So the goal of this tasting is to decide what offerings you guys have here. So we're gonna now start supplying you guys with coffee. So you're gonna have our coffee here. So this is a blind tasting. Like last time, I don't know if you noticed, I had labels on each of the bags so that you could see. There's no labels on these bags. There are, but they're underneath them. So that we don't jade your opinion. We're going based off of flavor and not based off of words that you see, right? But I will say that they do go light to dark. Okay, so there's 2 lights, 2 mediums, and 2 darks. Other than that, I'm not going to tell you what they are. Okay.
Fair. All right. Similar as last time, we will have some trivia. We stepped it up a little bit since some of you were here last time.
Coffee masters last time. But I do have 3 prizes. So the top
and there's a couple.
The top guessers will get a bag of coffee of their choice. So I'm going to start talking. And then but feel free to answer the questions. Okay, so I'm going to quickly run you through, for those that didn't participate with us last time, the basics of what we're going to do today. So in front of us, we have 6 different coffees. Both sides of the table are the same, so feel free to filter on either side. They're in the same order. we've got the 3 bowls in the middle. These are gonna be your rinse bowls. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a spoon. We've got a lot of spoons over there. You're gonna take a spoon, you're gonna dip it into the coffee, bring it to your mouth, and slurp. And I wanna hear slurps. I judge slurps. All right, so it's gonna be, because what that's gonna do is it's gonna spray the coffee across your palate to get the full flavor of the coffee. So it serves a couple of different purposes. So we do wanna hear those slurps. We don't want anybody burning themselves or getting an inadequate flavor experience. Please, in between each coffee, please go back to the rinse so that you rinse it off before you go into the next one, and that just prevents it from getting diluted. If you just went boom, 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 you're gonna transfer coffee all along the way. So we just wanna make sure that it's a clean experience throughout the process.
We have on the back side of the sheet that you have is the actual cupping sheet. So this is where you will write your notes to determine which one you like the best. And we'll just kind of go through each one. Like it's 6 different coffees here, so you got 6 options. Fragrance will be smelling the coffee before water contact. Aroma is after water contact, so you'll smell it again. Then the other ones are all about the taste. And you can rate however you want, from 1 to 10, 1 to 5. Ultimately, what we're trying to figure out is which one you actually like the best out of all of these coffees.
And there's no right or wrong answer. This isn't
Correct.
a quiz. This side isn't a quiz. So, ready to get started? Everybody ready to go? Once we start going, we have to go a little bit
Kind of fast.
I mean, we just have to stay consistent. So what we're gonna do is we're now gonna add water. And then, so first of all, actually, before we add the water, everybody feel free to come through and smell the grounds before we add the water.
So this is your fragrance.
This is your fragrance.
You can feel free to pick them up if you want to get a better smell. Just make sure you put them back in the same position that you got them from. Any thoughts after the first round of smelling on the fragrance?
Light stuff better.
You like the light stuff better?
Yeah.
Is it just less potent?
It's just less potent.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I think I like the medium one where it's just less orange. Not too heavy, not too light.
Okay, all right. So it'll be interesting to see if that changes once we add the hot water to it. So once we add the water, because water's at a certain temperature, this is when it kind of speeds up a little bit. So we're gonna get the water added, then you'll go back,
Come back through again.
the aroma, and then we're waiting a couple of minutes just for it to brew, and then we'll go back and break the crust, and then we'll give you the spoons for you to actually do the tasting. So the next step is adding water. So once we do that, you can come behind us and see how much the smell changed from before and after water gets added.
Already made a mess. Already.
Already making a mess. You think Trey would be better at
I think
this?
I'd be doing it since the amount of times I've done it.
Not making a mess, but you know.
That's fine. I'll put it up. Feel free to start going back through and smelling those. We're going to go through and we're going to break the crust now and then remove as much of the grounds as we can. There will still be some grounds in the bowl. It's just the way it is. But it shouldn't be of a big impact to you. I just told you that.
Oh, yeah. We had some of it.
I know. So you wish it yeah.
It's like
Okay, I'll quickly demonstrate the whole process. So we have these little cups here. If you would prefer to not drink directly from the spoon, you're welcome to dip into the cup, dip and pour into the cup, and then take a shot. If you would prefer that way. If not, this is, so you're just gonna get about a nickel size on your spoon, okay? And then you're gonna bring it up and you're gonna, and that's it. And you're just gonna and spray it across your palate. And then, if you didn't take my things, you'll rinse it off and then you'll go to the next one. Okay? Nickel size, slurp, rinse, go to the next one.
I'll take a shot. Yeah.
caviar or something?
What's a lot enough
A little slurp. I heard a little slurp.
I'm warming up.
It's like mini slurps. Like what was happening?
Slurps. All right. That was a good slurp. Expert level slurps over there. All right. Feel free to come through multiple times. The taste does change as the coffee cools, so you might get some different notes.
Let's go.
As you guys writing down notes, I see most people have stopped slurping. I'm going to talk about each of these coffees now, okay? So now that you've formed your initial opinion without knowing what the coffees are, now I'm going to talk to you about the coffees. The first one over here, my left, your right, except if you're on this side of the table, is our light house blend. We call it our Cloud Forest blend. It's this one right here. It is a blend of Colombian, a natural Ethiopian, and Guatemala. The second one is a Nicaraguan honey processed coffee, single origin. The third one is our house medium, our rainforest blend. It's a Guatemala, Colombia, Brazil. We have the single origin Colombian washed coffee here that's also in that rainforest blend. Here we have a single origin Papua New Guinea. It's a washed Southeast Asian coffee. And then last we have our nocturnal roast, which is our house dark, which has that Papua New Guinea in it, but also has a Brazil and a Guatemala in it. Initial reactions, thoughts, anything you want to share?
Yeah, the sushi was crazy because like I like the smell of the light one, the medium light one.
Uh-huh.
But when I tasted it, I like the medium, like the
The Papua
Papua New Guinea.
New Guinea the best. Wow. All right. I was about to say that was a big switch. Anybody else want to share their thoughts and opinions?
My favorite was the rainforest.
Okay. 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 Okay.
All right, we're gonna do the quiz next.
What is the term for the thin layer of foam found on top of a well-made espresso shot? Crema. 0 for 13. Number 2, what is the name of the process where coffee beans are fermented inside the coffee cherry before it's dried? It's natural processing. Yes. D, natural processing. Chloe, did you get it? You haven't done this quiz yet.
We went deep into the coffee archives. This
What variety of coffee plant produces the most caffeine?
Today.
It is not A. It is B, Robusta. All right, number 4. What percentage of the world's plant and animal life call the rainforest home?
90. 65.
jeez, everybody's wrong.
35.
It's 50%. 50% of all plant and animal life are from that are currently known. A quick Google search is my reference. What percentage of the planet, sorry for my typo, is covered by rainforest habitat?
11%.
I'd say it's only
2% of the world's Earth, of the Earth's surface is covered by rainforest habitat, and yet 50% of the animals and plant species. All right, who got all 5 right? Anybody?
I don't give you a spoon.
All right, did anybody get 4? Anybody get 4? 3. Oh man. Oh, 2. All right. 2. All right, pick your coffee. All right. Anybody else with 2? Yeah, like round of applause. Yay! All right. Anybody else get 1? 2 ones. All right, there you go. We got a light and a dark. All right, you good with that? Good. Okay. All right. Now, you may ask why we talked about the rainforest and why the last two questions were about rainforest habitats. That's part of our core mission.
Why our name is Cold Blooded Caffeine.
So those of you that were with us last time know that we brought some friends with us last time. We brought some new friends with us this time. I have to really emphasize, on the insistence of Chloe, we brought new animal friends with us. That no stipulations were placed. No. So part of our mission is to help preserve rainforest habitat for specifically reptiles and amphibians. As you saw in the quiz, 2% of the world's surface is covered by rainforest habitat, and yet 50% of the plant and animal species known to currently exist live in those habitats. So it's a very dire situation for those habitats. What we want to do is we don't want to say stop driving your cars or anything. We want to show you some of the animals that come from those areas so that you can put a face to the name, right, of what those habitats mean for these animals. So first up, this one, does anybody have any phobias of animals? Anybody? No phobias of animals? Okay, I do not have spiders. I also don't like spiders.
As many animals.
Okay, all right. So I just wanted to make sure before I bring stuff. The first one is not scary at all. Okay. All right.
Like a giant tarantula.
All right. Does anyone know what this is? This is a very, very special animal. It's very close. This is an Aldabra tortoise, which is the second largest tortoise species in the world. She's about 3 years old. She's going to get, bigger than that table, bigger than she's going to get huge. Hundreds of years, 150 years. It will outlive me. It will outlive my son. It will outlive my grandchildren probably. She's only about 3 years old, so you can see how slow they grow. These guys are really interesting in the way they've adapted. So you mentioned the Galapagos tortoise. I'm glad you mentioned that. Both of those giant tortoise species are from islands, which is really interesting because most of the time you think islands, like people that are pygmy people are on islands, and other species of plants and animals that grow on islands tend to be smaller. These guys went the opposite way. So both the Galapagos tortoises and the Aldabra tortoises live on islands, and they get massive because they don't have any natural predators. These guys are also pretty cool because, again, like the Galapagos tortoises, they had similar evolutionary paths, but they did it on opposite sides of the world. So Galapagos Islands are off the coast of Peru. These guys, the Aldabra Atoll, is off the coast of Africa. So they're thousands of miles apart, and yet they evolved identically. So she is a really cool example of island species and what they can do, and also the critical habitats that these guys inhabit and why it's really important to protect them. All right, next up, I'm going to wash up just a second. And I've got one more friend to show you. And we're going to go the opposite direction with this one. Does anyone know what a boa constrictor looks like? Okay. What do you think of when you think of boa constrictors? Big, right? Right? Well, if you notice my bins over there, I don't have a ginormous bin. Or I'm a magician, yes. So boa constrictors, usually when you think of mainland boa constrictors, you're thinking of an 8 to 13 foot snake, and it's going to be big around. Well, I just mentioned island species, so I kept with the theme this week on island species, and I brought you an island boa constrictor. This is an adult female. This is an adult female, as big as they get, hog island boa. These guys are native to a small island, the Hog Island chain, off the coast of Honduras, and these are very critically endangered in the wild. This is a bird specialist, so they eat primarily birds, and they primarily eat migratory birds, and that's why they stay small, because there's only food on their island for very limited times throughout the year. You can also see, I don't know if you've ever seen a boa constrictor. Most boa constrictors are brown. She's very gray or white. They have a natural hypomelanism, which means a lack of brown pigment. You're welcome to meet any of the two ambassador animals here. Both of them are very friendly. We don't bring animals. That's what we specifically bring animals that you can interact with. But these guys again, are both of these animals are critically endangered in their natural habitats. Both of these are captive born, so not coming out of the wild at all. But we want you to see all of the different fun faces that we're trying to protect, and what you're buying also helps go to protect these animals in these natural habitats. We're working with an organization called Hondo Hertz in Honduras, where these guys are from, to help coffee farmers, educate coffee farmers, and plant buffer zones around their farms so that there's an easier pathway for animals to come in and out of the farms. It's not just tall woods and then planted stuff. So we're doing a lot of work with farmers in those countries to try and educate and not do a kill on sight of any snakes and stuff that they see. Because these guys are pretty cool.
In group picture, yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hold the snake.
Who wants to hold it? Yeah, come on in. Come on in.
Should we go? We think lighting is better for stand on
We're
that
probably on the other side, yeah. We can take two. We'll give you. There you go. All right. Just if you're gonna touch, just not the face. That's the only rule. She's super sweet, just not on the face.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else want to do it?
Just gonna get one of
So I feel like the
And there you go. We're back. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you liked seeing a little bit more behind the scenes of what happens when you're going into a business and doing a coffee tasting. If you've ever participated in a professional coffee tasting, let us know what you think. If you are interested in hosting a professional coffee experience and you're in the local Charleston area, we'd be glad to participate in that with you. Or if you want to pay for us to come out somewhere and do a tasting, we'd be happy to entertain those ideas. Hope you enjoyed the video. We will catch you again very soon.